This is a workflow I follow when editing NBA games. The first thing I do is insert my clip into the timeline, then I go into my settings and I make sure I'm editing in vertical resolution. Then I head over to the color tab and import my still. Now you can use a lot at this point, but I have a still I use. This helps me just color grade the footage however I like. At this point you can see I can just apply it. This is the notes. You do not need all of this. If you have a lot, you can just apply it, but I like to just put the still in case I want to make some modifications to the look and feel of the clip. For example, I have this lab tab where I can make changes to the exposure, lift, gamma, and so on. And the idea here is just to make the footage look the way I want it to look and just the feel that I'm going for. So at this point, it's just making modifications just based on what I like. And this is a quick before and after just to see what this modification gives me at this point. Then I head over to the Efficient tab, and this allows me to add movements. This is basically setting keyframes in your clips. At this point, you can hit Shift Enter to bring up some of the tools that are available. I usually use the Transform XF, and then typically I'd just add a point for the center, pivot, and size. From this point on, it's basically just adding keyframes based on what you feel. I usually try to move with the clip just to give it a feel that I'm going for. For the most part, it's really just zooming in onto the player and showing maybe them and the defender or, whatever it is I'm trying to highlight. Now, it might get and look a little bit choppy while you're doing this. That's to be expected, especially if you're not using a proxy. But once you export the clip, it should look fine. Then I go ahead and select the splines. That way I can smoothen out the footage. So I select all of the points and I just hit S. This helps just smooth out the footage. And then I go back just to watch the clip and see what it looks like. And yeah, as long as it looks the way I want. If it doesn't, I'll just go back to the Fusion tab and make some edits. Like I said, it might look a little bit choppy, but once you export the clip, it should be fine. Anyway, I go into the Export tab. I rendered the exact clip that I just edited. So usually I just render this only. I give it a name, and these are the export settings I use when exporting for Instagram specifically. This also works for TikTok, so the clip should look good regardless. For the quality, I've tried different settings, but restricting to 30,000 has worked the best. And then I go into the advanced settings. For the gamma tag, I use sRGB, and then I usually select the 2 checkbox there just to force the highest quality. I'm not sure if that makes much of a difference, but that's worked the best for me. After that, I export my clip, and that's it.